Hey, News and Motion family, what's happening? How y'all doing today? Hey, I'm back. All right, it's football season. I figured I would come back after the Ohio State football game today. I figured I'd come back, so I'm starting about 30 minutes later than what I normally start at 6:30. But I wanted to see the game. I wanted everybody to get a chance to watch the game. Hopefully, you can get back in and you can come and give me talk to me a little bit. But I'm back. It's time for Game Over with me, Kenny Stanley. I'm glad to be back. Glad to be back. It's a little funny story. I got a text message yesterday, and Gail asked me in the text message, she said, Kenny, are you going to come back next week and do the show? I called Gail. I busted out laughing. I'm in the barbershop by myself and busted out laughing. I called Gail while I was in the shop. I was in between haircuts. I said, Gail, I'm coming back tomorrow, which is today, after the Ohio State game. So I'm back. I am back. But it was kind of funny to me. It was kind of funny. But I am glad to be back. It was a nice little break. Yeah, I know I came in for a little bit of Olympic coverage and stuff like that. But I am back full time. So on Saturdays, you will see me here at 6:30 with Game Over. That's with me, Kenny Stanley. I'm so glad to be back. Do me a favor as you come in the room. Hey, Miss Kelly, how you doing, Ma? Love you. That's my wife, everybody. But hey, look, when you come in the room, do me a favor. Hit the like button. After you hit the like button, go share it with everybody. Let everybody know to come get this sports show with me, Kenny Stanley, that's called Game Over. Tell them to come on and check me out. Well, everybody, from now until February or March. Sorry, babe, but till February or March, we have football to fill up our weekends. Start from Thursday night to Monday night. That's a whole weekend. I know everybody go back to work on Monday, but that's a weekend. Nothing but football. Uh, there were a couple of college games that was played last week, but as of this past Thursday, I don't know if y'all seen it or not. Colorado, they look pretty good. Let's see if they can keep it up this year. They started out 3-0 last year, and then they lost 6 of their last 7 games. So let's see if they can keep it up this year. But they look pretty good. That Travis Hunter guy, he's a different dude, and so is Shedeur Sanders. But as of this past Thursday, it's been full go mode for college football. This afternoon, we had a couple of games that came on this afternoon. Georgia smacked Clemson 34-3. What is going on with Clemson? Are Clemson bottom dwellers now? Because Clemson's kind of started off like this last year, but then they turned around. They won like 6, 7 games in a row to finish the season 9-3. But for a while there, Clemson was pretty daggone good. Now, Clemson don't look so hot. Has Dabo Swinney fell behind the times? See, Dabo is one of those guys don't believe in the transfer portal. But Dabo, you got to step up to the times, man. You may have to jump into that transfer portal and bring you some players in that are ready to play right now. These other teams, they done caught up with you and then passed you. Why? Because of the portal. They use that portal to bring in guys who have experience already to help bring the younger guys that they bring in, that they recruit in. And that gives these freshmen and sophomores a chance to grow a little bit more. So when they become juniors and seniors, after playing behind the juniors and seniors that they bring in, guess what? The train keeps on rolling. That's why Georgia is number 1 in the country right now. That's why they're number 1 in the country, and that's why Ohio State is number 2 in the country. They use the transfer portal to their advantage. Why not use it? But enough of that. Tennessee took Chattanooga to task today, 69-3. Wow. I forgot Chattanooga had a football team. I really did. But yeah, Chattanooga at one point in time had a pretty good football team. But they played against Big Brother today called Tennessee, and they got taken to task. Iowa crushed Illinois State 40-0. Penn State beat up on West Virginia 34-12. Oklahoma State had 44. South Dakota State had 20. Vanderbilt beat Virginia Tech in overtime 34-27. What's up with that? You ain't never heard about Vanderbilt beating up on nobody. but they won in overtime today. Woo! That's a big up for Vanderbilt. Hey, man, maybe they really trying to play some football this year. Um, as I look to the side, there's 2 minutes left in the Ohio State game. We had to wait. I'm gonna give you that information when that game is over with. Tonight, you got Notre Dame. They take on Texas A&M. That game is at 7:30. It's on ABC. That team up north, I don't even like saying their name, but that team up north, they play against Fresno State. Go ahead, Kelly. Give me a boo. Give me a boo. Boo. Give me a big boo. There we go. But that team up north, they play against Fresno State. That game is also at 7:30. It's on NBC. Uh, we have for our East High School Tigers that comes in the room and pays attention to the show. We have a Tiger classmate of ours. Her name is Graciela Howe, or we call her Grace, or Amazing Grace. Grace was through the shot put in the discus for East High School Tiger Bells back in high school, and she won state in the shot put. So Grace has some amazing kids. Her daughter was all SWAC in the hammer throw. 2 years in a row, I do believe she was all SWAC, and she won the SWAC championship 2 years in a row. So her name is Phylon Perkins. Well, she has two boys, her twins, her last two. They both play college football. Chase, he plays defensive back for Delta State, and Charles Perkins, who plays defensive end for Tarleton State. Well, Tarleton State will be on TV like right now. It's 7:07. They're playing right now against Baylor. It's on ESPN Plus. If you get a chance, turn to the game. Check out her son. His name, like I said, his name is Charles Perkins. He's a beast. He's a big guy. 6'4", 6'5", about 250, 260. Plays defensive end for Tarleton State Division I school. So give him a check out. Now the game is over. Ohio State just beat up on little brother Akron 52-6. I was telling the guys in the barbershop starting last Saturday. I told them on Wednesday. I told them on Friday. I told them today. Look, whenever these teams in Ohio come to play against Big Brother Ohio State, they give them a run for their money, especially in the in the first quarter. And that's how the day started out. Akron went down the field, and they took the lead 3-0. Akron was moving the ball at will a little bit against Ohio State's defense, but they was playing above their head. They were giving Big Brother a run for their money. That's what little brothers do. They want to give the big brother a headache, and that's what they do. They give Big Brother a headache a little bit. But from the score, like I said, game ended 52-6. Ohio State looked pretty good on offense. I kind of like what they're doing. It was a little knock off a little bit more rust, and if they can come out in the first quarter against everybody else like they played the last three quarters, Georgia might have a run for their money in the national championship. Stat wise, when it comes to the stats, Ohio State put up 404 total yards. They held Akron. They held Akron to 177 yards. Passing yards wise, it was 234 yards passing for Ohio State, 130 yards passing for Akron. Rushing, Ohio State had 170 yards on the ground. They had held Akron to 47 yards on the ground. Ohio State averaged 5.2 yards a game. 5.2 yards a rush on the ground. Let me tell you something. Ohio State has some serious receivers, and I mean that. They got some serious receivers. This kid Jeremiah Smith, true freshman, he is the truth. I couldn't believe it. Ohio State has this thing that started with Urban Meyer. You get a black stripe on your helmet as a freshman until you can prove yourself. They say after practice number 4 in the spring, after practice number 4, Jeremiah Smith stripe was removed from his helmet. After the day, I see why the stripe was removed. Jeremiah Smith is going to be one of the next big receivers to come up out of Ohio State. Ohio State used to be known for their linebackers. Ohio State is starting to be known for their receiving core right now. And Jeremiah Smith today had 6 catches for 92 yards and 2 touchdowns. His longest reception was a one-handed catch with a defensive back draped all over him, holding his one arm, holding his right arm, so he couldn't pull it up. But he used his left arm and caught the ball and gave Ohio State first and goal. And that's when people scored from 1 yard out to give him a 38-6 lead. But that Jeremiah Smith kid, he's nice. Carnell Tate, he's not a joke either. He had 4 catches for 58 yards and a touchdown. And you already know about Emeka Ibuka. He had 4 catches for 51 yards. So the receiving core is nice. Travion Henderson had 8 carries for 65 yards. Quashawn Junkins had 13 carries for 55 yards and a touchdown. Like I said earlier, James Peoples, who was the third back in that trio, he had 6 carries for 30 yards and a touchdown. I mean, everything looked pretty good once they got to clicking. Holes were opening up. The offensive line was holding their blocks. And the quarterback had a little bit of time. Oh, and that quarterback we got, Will Howard, I wasn't so sure about it at the beginning when they named him. I seen Will Howard when he was at Kansas. I wasn't really impressed. But today I was kind of impressed. Let's see what happens the rest of the season. But I was kind of impressed with Will Howard today. Will Howard, he was 17 of 28 with 228 yards passing and 3 TDs. The kid has an arm. But not only does the kid have an arm, the kid is not afraid to use his legs. He had 4 carries for 18 yards. His big carry was a 19-yard scramble out of the pocket, and it looked like he was going to take it all the way, but he got caught from behind. But this Will Howard kid, he's going to be okay. If you don't account for him, if you turn your back on him as the receivers are going downfield and you turn your back, you will pay the price because he will take off on you. So he showed that today. We have a dual threat quarterback. And, that was the story about him coming in, that he will run on you. He was known as a dual threat quarterback. So that's what we got. It was pretty good. On the defensive side of the ball, Ohio State, they had a few turnovers that they got. Gabe Powers had an interception. He returned it 29 yards for a touchdown. Jonzel Burke had an interception. That's 2 turnovers. Then there was a couple of fumbles that Ohio State recovered, and one of those got taken back for a touchdown. So they got 3 turnovers today, and that's what people were calling for. They need Ohio State to start getting turnovers. They didn't have that many turnovers last year. I think they only had like 13 turnovers, and they're gonna need more than that because that gets people excited. Rosanna, how you doing, my Tiger sister? What's happening? Thanks for tuning in. I came in 30 minutes later. I wanted y'all to go ahead and watch the game. I knew the game would be over about right now, so that's why I said I'm gonna come in later at 7 o'clock. But I normally start at 6:30, everybody. But I wanted everybody to see the game. Plus, I wanted to see the game, so kind of got ready for that. But as I was saying, the defense looked pretty solid. Defense is easy to coach, but that first quarter there, I guess because they had to play scripted, Akron had to play scripted, and when you normally have to play scripted, it takes a minute for the defense to adjust. But once they adjusted, nothing that Akron did. I keep wanting to say Arkansas, but it's Akron. But once they figured out what Akron was doing, the defense zoned in, and that was it. It was really nothing else they could do. They messed around. The defense ended up with 5 sacks. Like I said, they got 3 turnovers. The punt return game, I'm looking for this kid, Brandon Ennis. I'm looking for him to return a few of them this year. He almost broke a couple. His longest return was 36 yards on a punt. I'm looking for him to return a couple of punts this year. This kid is dangerous. He's electric. Uh, you haven't seen a return guy like this in a long time at Ohio State. And this Brandon Ennis dude, he looked like he's gonna be the truth. Um, as far as we punted the ball 3 times, average of 51 yards on the punts, but that's pretty good. It's not bad. It's not bad. But I wanted to come on here and talk to you a little bit about the Ohio State Buckeyes. So I'm impressed with them. Could it have been better? Yes, it could have been better. But what can you say? It's the first game, and I do believe they was playing against little brother, so the score reflected that, 52-6. Um, let's see where it goes from here. Let's see where it goes from here. I'm looking for Ohio State to do big things this year. Do big, real big things this year. Um, it's the weekend, everybody, and this is one of my stories I hate to talk about, but it's the weekend. And with it being the weekend, it's Labor Day weekend. It's going to be a lot of celebrations. What comes with celebrations? There's a lot of parties. Parties probably started Friday because it's a long weekend. I'm glad for the long weekend. Give myself a little bit of break. Um, I've been doing school. I'm trying to discipline myself to do school, spend time with family, and make sure I get my work done, and then also have me a little bit of leisure time. Uh, Matter of fact, when I get off with y'all, I'm going to start a paper that I got due. I got an assignment due next Saturday at 11:59. It is due, but I'm gonna get it started tonight. So I want to get a big jump on it. So come Thursday, I can finish it up, and then that Friday I can turn it in with a day to spare, just in case my professor says I need to fix something, and I have time to fix it on Saturday. But I want to get that turned in. So it's a discipline type thing. But what I want to talk about is the celebrations that we're going to do. I need y'all to be careful. Like I said, they've probably been celebrating since Friday. Comes with celebration, there's some drinking, there's some drugging. You know what people do. I can't come down on because I used to be one of those that wanted to drink. I was one of those guys. Kelly used to get on me all the time. Kenny, stop drinking and driving. You know what, baby? Right. If you're going to drink, stay at home. Like I said, this is one of these stories I hate to talk about. And the reason why it came up, Columbus Blue Jackets, uh, right winger, Johnny Goodrow, lost his life in New Jersey with his brother Matthew Goodrow the day before his sister was supposed to be married. They were going to be groomsmen in the wedding. They were just out bike riding. This guy, whose name is, hold on just a second, I'll give you his name. Sean Higgins told the police he had about 6 beers and he was kind of impatient. Uh, he thought the car in front of him was trying to slow down on purpose and cut him off. You never pass nobody on the right hand side. Well, Johnny and his brother Matthew was 29. Johnny is 31. His brother Matthew is a minor league hockey player trying to work his way up. Trying to work his way up to the NHL. Johnny was an 11-year vet. Uh, Played on the USA team. He played for Calgary. This is his third year, or the start. It would have been the start of his third year here in Columbus, Ohio. It was a big sign for Columbus because it gave them hope. But this Sean Higgins said he thought the car in front of him was trying not to let him pass, so he jumped over into the right-hand lane. And when he jumps to the right-hand lane, he was gunning it when he jumps to the right hand lane to get past. And he hit Johnny and Matthew Goodrow, and he killed him. He lost their life. Uh, he is in the jail right now in the Salem County facility, and he will remain there until his pretrial detention hearing, which is scheduled for next Thursday. Uh, a court spokesman said Higgins, at his first appearance Friday, was represented by a public defender who indicated he planned to hire his own attorney. Uh, he failed his sobriety test. He said he had 6 beers, like I said. Uh, he told the police he believed his drinking contributed to his impatience and reckless driving. You think? You think? The things we do, we don't think. And alcohol sometimes causes us not to think. Things we do. This is sad. This is sad. They're in New Jersey to celebrate their sister getting married. Instead of a wedding celebration, the parents are now planning a funeral for the two brothers. I don't know if the wedding went on or if it was postponed. But they should have been celebrating the wedding this weekend. But instead, they're mourning a death because somebody decided to drink and drive. We as a people have to do better. We as a people have to do better. Um, I don't know what else to say. I just don't. I seen Rosanna post earlier today about this, and I told her I was going to talk about it tonight on the show. But it's just pretty sad. Please, people, be careful out there. Don't drink and drive. If you're out doing anything, be careful because other people are out drinking and driving. I just need everybody to be safe. That's what I need everybody to do. Just be safe. If you're going out to party, have a designated driver. Going out to party, Uber and Lyft works. If you're going out to party, I don't know if they have taxis around that will pick you up anymore, but get you another form of transportation. Don't get behind the wheel. You may think you feel good, you may think you okay, but that's where you mess up at, as we can see from this Sean Higgins. You may have thought he was okay. He drank 6 beers, a 6-pack, got impatient, passed the car on the right-hand side, and killed 2 brothers. Please, everybody, be safe out there. Please be safe. The other thing is that I want to say, please check your voter registration. Make sure you register to vote. Make sure you exercise your right to vote. Kelly and I received our absentee ballot information in the mail yesterday. We got to fill it out, mail it back in so they can send us our absentee ballots. Because it's kind of rough trying to be at school and her be at work, uh, things like that. Uh, Um, we got to get our vote in. This election cycle here is too important. It's not just this election cycle, it's every election cycle that's important. But this one is important because our lives are going to depend on it. Gail Dudley told us about Project 2025. That's all they've been talking about lately is Project 2025. Gail came out with that way before they started speaking on it. Project 2025. They're trying to take us back to before civil rights movement. Please exercise your right to vote. And if you say your vote doesn't matter, your no vote is a yes vote for the other side. Be the change that you want to see happen. And that change that you want to see happen starts with your vote. So please get out and vote. Please make sure you register to vote. Check your voter registration. And Kelly, you're right. I'm going to put it out there. My wife wrote it in the chat, but I'm going to put it out there. If any friend is too drunk to drive, call us. My phone number is area code 513-485-1671. If you feel you too drunk to drive, I don't care what time it is, call me. I'll come and get you and get you safely home. Please. Y'all's lives are too important to us. So please, everybody, don't drink and drive. Make sure you register to vote. And tune in this week. I do believe starting Monday. Because Gail is back with News in Motion. Show starts at 7:25. At 7:25, I'll be on my way to school, so I can't really tune in. You might catch me say hello. You might see me say hello sometimes, but whatever you do, it's not this Monday, it'll be this Tuesday because it's Labor Day this Monday. So Tuesday, tune in at 7:25 for News in Motion and catch Gail. This Monday, I'll be on the golf course. It's be my last time. Like I said, I'm going to give me some leisure time in. So I'm going to let Kelly sleep in. I'm going to get up and tiptoe out the house. Go hit the golf course. Try to be back home by 12:30, 1 o'clock. So I can spend the rest of the afternoon with my wife, get a little bit of homework done. But like I said, I'm going to start some work now. Do this assignment, start this assignment that I know I got coming. Let's do. So it's been pretty easy so far. I've been trying to stay ahead on my assignments. And I also got to study for a test that I got a quiz that's coming up on Tuesday. So I'm going to be ready for that. Knock these quizzes out. I'm going to knock this paper out. And I'll just keep us lifted up in prayer. You pray for me, I'm going to pray for y'all. And we're going to get through this thing together. So 3 things. Don't drink and drive. Make sure you're registered to vote. So check your voter registration. And tune in on Tuesday to catch Gail Dudley in News in Motion at 7:25. Hey, that's my show for today. I'm going to see y'all next week at 6:30. Like I said, I wanted everybody to finish the game off. Go Bucks. I am so happy for y'all. Thanks. You're 1-0. 52-6 winning over Akron. Thank you, Rosanna. Thank you so much. I can't wait to talk to y'all again next week. I'm going to try to have some more sports news for y'all. But like I said, it's football season. It's football season. And right now, that's kind of taking over a little bit. So I'm going to see y'all next week. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching the show. For those who are going to catch the replay, thank y'all for tuning in who's watching the replay. Hey, that's the show for tonight. I'm going to get up out of here, go spend some time with Kelly, work on my paper a little bit. So I'm gonna take my laptop to the room. So, babe, here I come. Football's over for me tonight. I'll talk to y'all later. I love y'all. That's it. Have a good night.